All right, let's talk about Mary, not just in Catholicism, but in Christianity as a whole. First off, Mary isn't some side character in the story of salvation. She plays a central role. She didn't write scripture or lead armies. She did something even more radical. She said yes to God when everything was on the line. And through that yes, the Word became flesh. In Luke chapter 1, verse 38, when the angel tells her she'll bear the Son of God, she doesn't panic. She says calmly, "Let it be done to me according to your word." That moment changed the world. That's why Catholics, and honestly, all Christians should, honor her. Not worship, honor, because her entire life points to Christ. Mary's not competition for Jesus. She's his most faithful disciple. In fact, she's the first to believe the gospel, even before the apostles. She's at the Annunciation, at Cana, at the foot of the cross, and in the upper room at Pentecost. She's not a background figure. She's a spiritual mother and a model of Christian discipleship. Now, the Catholic Church teaches two big doctrines about her that sometimes throw people off. The Immaculate Conception, that Mary was preserved from original sin from the moment of her conception. Why? Because God was preparing a pure vessel for his Son. Scripture hints at this in Luke chapter 1, verse 28. She's called full of grace, meaning she's already filled with God's life. You don't call someone that unless they're spotless. The assumption, the belief that at the end of her life, Mary was taken into heaven, body and soul. Not because she's divine, but because she was so closely united to Christ that God didn't allow her body to see decay. The Catechism teaches it, and the early church fathers like St. John Damascene spoke about it centuries before it was dogmatically defined. And let's be real, if you believe in honoring biblical heroes like Moses, David, or Paul, why wouldn't you honor the woman who gave birth to God? Mary's role in the Christian faith is simple but powerful. She said yes, she stayed faithful, and she always leads us to Christ. That's why we venerate her, that's why we call her blessed, and that's why every Christian, not just Catholics, should recognize her as a model of courage, humility, and faith.